I wonder if that applies to pro-lifers. Well, we'll check later. We'll send the White House. Joining me now is New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew and Xaviaer DuRousseau, PragerU personality. Thank you both for being here. Congressman, Kamala Harris made a beeline for Tennessee to chastise the House, but she failed to attend even one of the funerals of the 6 slain individuals, including 3 children from last week. Your thoughts on all of this?
My thoughts, number one, it's the first time I've seen Kamala Harris take a beeline to go anywhere to do anything. The only thing she should be doing is, if she wants to, is to teach people how to be the worst vice president in the history of the United States of America. That was shameful. I mean, they were so worried about January 6th, but here we have not just people, not just constituents, not just average folks, but we have legislators who are part of a gang philosophy and carrying on inappropriately and breaking down the halls of the State House. That's wrong. She should never be supporting that. And you know what? It's so typical of the ultra-liberals. So typical. It's okay for us to do things, but never for you.
Yeah.
And that's what she was doing.
No,
I'm disappointed in her, and that's pretty hard for me.
Yeah, well, the double, I don't like the double standard. Have one rule for everybody. And Xavier, these congressmen, they weren't just expelled because people didn't like them. They were expelled because they violated the House rules of decorum. Now, these 2 congressmen are saying that this is racist, okay? And the media is going along with this narrative. Now, the reason for this is the 3rd white congresswoman who joined them in the protest was spared. Watch the media reaction. I want your reaction.
It's racism. It's a double standard in our society. Obviously, I have to say, I would doubt they would have done this to white members.
When you see the racism like that just out in the open, it does, take your breath away.
This kind of blatant racism is what is going to backfire on them.
Xavier, is this racism or members being held accountable for violating State House rules?
You know, it's typical leftist behavior to just totally deflect and put everything on racism. This is called holding them accountable, because we've already seen the left has no problem burning down buildings if they're not getting what they want. And if we don't start holding these lawmakers accountable, then our democratic republic is just going to turn into a battle of who can lead the bigger protests. People need to stop treating our Capitol buildings as if they're Section 8 housing. We need to start having accountability, and we need to start looking at the left and questioning what are their priorities. For Kamala Harris to not have time to attend any funerals or to even meet the families of these victims, but she does have time to push the agenda of the left, to take away our constitutional rights to guns, and to make sure that she's keeping these far left lawmakers in a position of power. They do not care about you and I, they care about their agenda.
Well, we're seeing cops in the State House in Tennessee being jostled and pushed. Last time I checked, this was called an insurrection, Congressman. We had images like this. Is this another case of activists feeling that their personal crusade trumps any rules of decorum or even decent etiquette?
Absolutely. It's an insurrection if you do it. But if we do it, it's really what's required and needs to be done. Kamala Harris never visits veterans, has never worried about what happened to the families of the Afghans that were lost in battle, the Americans that were lost in Afghanistan. Never worried about our border, went there once, didn't do anything at all, isn't protecting our country. Yet this she runs over to. Is she a vice president or is she a political hack? I think she behaved a lot more like a political hack here. It's disappointing to see that, whatever party you are.
Well, what breaks my heart is you have people who are caught in the middle of this. And when you have a community suffering the way Nashville is, I have friends there, the first impulse should be with those who are grieving, these children who never asked to be shot during the school day. Tend to that, then move to the politics. But here, they move right to the politics and demonize people. It's the worst thing you can do in a community.
They won't
like
even
this.
talk about it.
Yeah.
They won't even talk about it.
Xavier, I want to give you the last word on this. As you watch this play out, your thoughts on what we're seeing here and what the takeaway should be.
The takeaway is that the left's priorities are all backwards, and once again, they are capitalizing on trauma and they are capitalizing on death to push an agenda because they do not care about us. They only care about what benefits them.
It's heartbreaking. Thank you both for being here. Congressman Xavier, Happy Easter. Thank you both.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.